we mentioned it also earlier. The Redskins signed. They brought in. They worked out. They gave him a physical, and they signed Keenan Reynolds, the former Navy quarterback, potentially to be a return option for the Redskins. They signed him to the practice squad, so they'd still have to make sort of another roster move.
I like
they
it
go
because
in that direction. I like it too.
Crowder was a disappointment with yardage and securing the football. We did see D'Angelo Hall returning punts this week, so I think why not try and upgrade at return?
Right. Here's a good question for you. The Post guys were kicking this around the other day. Kind of plays into what we went through yesterday. We at the halfway point, 4-4. We were kind of giving our grades: the offense, defense, special teams, coaching staff, etc. Steinberg, Scott Allen, etc. And those guys were kicking around the Skins' first half MVP. If you had to give an MVP right now, which Redskin would it be? Now, immediately, I will tell you, the first guy I thought of was Kirk because he was the third-rated quarterback going into the last week, put up some pretty good numbers. But he hadn't done anything really to wow me.
On offense,
there are definitely other guys, though, in the running.
On offense, the first guy I would think of would be Chris Thompson because he really has carried the offense at times and has helped Kirk Cousins. Look, Kirk downfield that much. After catch for Chris Thompson, he has been a game changer on the offense. But Kirk would definitely be a candidate, and then on defense, it's Zach Brown. I think those are probably the three top candidates.
Jason, you have anybody else you want to throw in the mix?
I mean, it's Kirk all day, every day. I mean, Kirk is the most valuable player on the team. I don't care if he's not putting up the numbers he put up. He's the most valuable player on the team. So it would be Kirk. Zach Brown's been very good on the defensive side, but Kirk's more valuable to his team than Zach is to his team.
The other guy to consider, I think, is Ryan Kerrigan with his 6 sacks. He's had a tremendous start to the season. The problem is with Kerrigan, you only see those flashes he's making plays throughout the game, but, 6 sacks.
Mm-hmm.
It's only 6 sort of major impactful plays.
He's been
solid.
solid.
Like Kirk makes a lot more. Chris Thompson makes a lot more impactful plays that we notice.
Right.
I think those are Zach Brown. It's hard to argue with Zach Brown too. My gut was to go with Kirk, but I think you could sway me maybe with the Zach Brown. I'm not sure I could go with Chris Thompson. If he's had games where you come in here and you go, oh, he's the MVP, no doubt.
Is he still their leading receiver?
I got.
He may be their leading receiver and leading rusher.
All right.
Yeah.
Probably rusher because
he's got the most catches. He's got catches. Crowder's got 28.
I think he leads them in yards.
How many does Vernon Davis have? Catches.
Vernon Davis has 23.
Yeah, I thought he had
so they got a lot. They spread it out. I mean, they do. Again, they have a lot of talent. Now, nobody's necessarily jumping out at you. Maybe Chris Thompson is. But, I mean, Terrell's got 20 catches. Vernon Davis has got 23. Ryan Grant's got 24. Jordan Reed in limited duty's got 27.
Do you think
Jameson Crowder's got 28.
Do you think Reed and Crowder will play this weekend?
I think Crowder
What's your gut?
My gut is Crowder will. I don't know about Reed. I don't know why. I don't know why I feel that way.
Well, just history.
Yeah.
The history of Jordan Reed.
Every time there's something wrong with Reed, he misses a game. Right?
Valdez, do you care to pick an MVP for the Redskins? I know you're a Ravens guy, but you're forced to watch these Redskins games. If you had to pick an MVP, who would it be?
I would say it has to be Kirk.
Just because he's the leader of the offense and he's just the most important position.
Unless you had a running back.
Well, he's playing the best on the team.
I would say the quarterback of a good team is always the most valuable because it's the most difficult position to play and it's the most high-profile position. Unless you had a running back like Zeke Elliott or like Gurley, right, where you could say, all right, well, that guy's a little bit more valuable than your quarterback. But I wouldn't say that for this team.
You could argue Thompson, but he doesn't get enough touches out of the backfield.
I agree. I think that kind of limits Thompson. I mean, he's the most explosive player.
It definitely is. If he got like 15 carries a game, then maybe you could say that.
Right. So he's getting
He's gone for over 100 receiving at least twice,
he's getting about
maybe 3
6
times.
Carries a game. It's hard to give a guy who gives 6 carries and about, I don't even know, 8 times 6. And maybe, what is 8 times 6? 48. And getting about 6 catches a game. So you're getting about 12 touches a game total.
Yeah.
Hard to give him MVP.
Yeah.
Although he is most explosive, but you can't.
By far the most explosive. But how can you argue against Zach Brown? who's just on every
let's ask
freaking tackle.
Who would you give? You're a Seahawks fan. Who would you give the first half MVP to?
It's not Cousins.
No, I'm talking about Seattle.
Oh, in Seattle?
Russell Wilson.
Wilson. Probably.
Yeah, it's Wilson.
I mean, probably on 25 teams, it's the quarterback.
If you ask Saints fans, they'll say, well, it's Brees. If you ask Eagles fans, all right, well, it's Wentz. If you ask Cowboys fans, okay, might be Zeke, but, Dak
still
doesn't
could be Dak.
Could be Dak, right.
Listen, the first guy I think of is Kirk. The first guy I think of. But you could make the argument for Zach Brown, I think. It's possible. I don't know. Anyway.
It has been in the post, though. What's interesting is that they asked a bunch of reporters, and not one of them picked Kirk as the first half MVP.
Right. Because he hasn't done anything spectacular. A couple comebacks, though.
All right, but if you take him off the team and Colt McCoy's starting, they're not 4-4.
I agree. But if you take away Zach Brown, they're not 4-4.